If you're here today and you're not a Christ follower, if you're kind of in that seeking aspect and you're not sure whether or not you believe all this or not, and you're not really ready, you haven't committed your life wholly to Christ yet at this point, you're going to hear this message today and go, man, I dodged a bullet. Wow, if that's what God's expectation is to following authority, oh man, I'm glad I'm not there yet, because we're going to talk about this. What is God's viewpoint with respect to Christ followers? People who call God their Father and Jesus their Lord. What is God's responsibility? What does he say we should do when we're faced with these type of situations? Like I said, not stuff that's immoral. We covered that in week 2. What happens when you're asked to do something that's unethical? When we talked about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when King Nebuchadnezzar created that golden statue, they realized we couldn't do that because that broke both the first and the second commandment. But they never were disrespectful to the authority that was over them. They just determined we couldn't follow that. But I'm not talking about that. And sometimes we have this way of broad brushing stuff. Well, you know, God really doesn't want me to do it. No, I'm not talking about stuff that is clearly biblical that you're asked. Just stuff you don't agree with. Stuff you got an opinion about. Isn't it amazing? We all got lots of opinions. But what happens if you don't think? How does God say we should handle it? You found Romans 13? Let's take a look at this. Romans chapter 13, starting in verse 1. And I will tell you this morning, these are not easy scriptures we're going to go over today. As a true Christ follower, these are stuff you might wrestle with. This is stuff that you go, man, is this really in here? But let's follow it along. Romans 13, verse 1 says this. What's the first word? Everyone. Everyone. Does that leave anybody out? Last time I checked the dictionary for the definition of everyone, it included all y'all, okay? Nobody gets a pass. Nobody gets a way out. This means everybody, the whole kit and caboodle, the entirety of it all. Everyone, listen, must submit himself to the governing authorities. For there is no authority except that which God has established.